some outlets that have been looking at the story, now it's been picked up by Newsweek. It will be interesting to see if the story picks up even more steam. As far as audience reaction, it appears that David Dobrik has been somewhat unaffected. In fact, most of the top comments on his most recent video since all of this have been, "Yay, Trisha's gone." As far as Brandon's concerned, if you go to any picture on his Instagram, there are comments constantly referencing him. Yeah, it's interesting to see what happens from here. Of course, like with everything we talk about, I'd love to know your thoughts on it. From that, I want to share some stuff we're going to be hearing about more and more and more as the days and months and years go on. And yeah, just remember on Tuesdays and Thursday mornings, there's World of Comedy. With Gus Johnson giving us How Did They Mess Up the Super Bowl halftime show. And remember, if you want to see the full versions of everything I just shared, the secret link of the day.
So who cares? Why not do your own thing and let them say what they want?
Guys, I've literally been procrastinating. Oh my god, when I bend forward, it's like so much more busty than when I don't bend forward. I've been procrastinating for like an hour. I don't know. I've been like listening to YouTube videos and like doing shit on Instagram. I've been doing a Q&A on Instagram, which I do often. If you guys could please take a moment of your time to check out my Instagram, instagram.com/tarababcockgames. My original one, if you don't already know, got deleted and I'm trying to get it back still. I have to like find a business lawyer in my area or something and start calling around, and I hate calling places, so until then, ladies and gentlemen, more accurately probably gentlemen and lady, we're gonna be doing a Never Have I Ever with you guys, the viewers, from my Instagram story. So I asked you guys, my phone is on low power mode, so it's gonna be closing all the time. So I asked you guys to send me things that you have never done or that you think I have never done, and I'm gonna give you explanations and show the little graphic on screen over here, and it'll be awesome. Also, I've been trying really hard to get used to the pale Tara. This is my natural skin color. Oh my god. And this is my first time using pale foundation. To me, it looks like I'm wearing a mask. On here, it actually looks pretty good. Like I'm feeling myself. But in real life, I'm putting like white foundation over like very diverse complexions of my skin. Like I'm really pink and then also pale and then also a little bit of like freckly and stuff. And when I just put the white over my face, it feels like a fucking mask. I can't get used to it. I don't know. Maybe it's because I changed my hair color and then also having my skin color changed just makes me feel so not Tara. So if I keep looking in the viewfinder and like loathing myself, that's why. But let's get this going. So I'm going to be shouting out the people who sent in these submissions as well. The first Never Have I Ever is from Jack Green 1306. He says, "Never have I ever had multiple partners at once. I have. This was in a threesome with a girl and a guy. And yeah, I've had a lot of threesomes with girls and guys, but never two male partners at once. So I've never been in like a gangbang or anything like that, unfortunately." The next one is from Wet or Moist. They say, "Masturbated so hard that my pussy got swollen." I feel like maybe it's a girl or it's a guy trying to get me to talk about the last time I masturbated so hard that my pussy got swollen. I'm gonna say I haven't on this one, but I have like had sex or masturbated so much that my clitoris or like my labia around my clitoris has been sore, never swollen. Although there is this one time where I don't know if it was soap, like a certain reaction to soap or something, but like Jay's dick swelled up. And not just like the standard, oh, it swells when it gets hard, but like actually swelled up. That was weird. Anyway, moving on. Had a threesome. P.S. I love you and your YouTube channel. Mwah! I love you too. Thank you so much. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I know like Sundir, Sundir. I don't know how to say any of those Japanese words, which makes me like a shitty weeb. I'm pretty weeby. Not like as weeby as a lot of people. Oh, come on. I'm trying to be cool with my shoulder off the side, you know. But anyway, I have many times. Never Have I Ever by Alex Jordan. Drink, own, come. Well, I don't squirt, so I don't really have like ejaculate, like copious amounts of ejaculate like this, you know what I'm saying? But I have licked off my own like flavor, I guess you would say, from many members and many toys and many fingers and stuff. So I guess I have. We're gonna say I have on that one. I hope you're enjoying the wonderful clickbait, by the way, guys. If you like what I do and you want to support the channel or whatever, my visibility has dropped a lot since I lost my Instagram, so make sure to check the links in the description. I have a Patreon, I have like a Twitch channel and another YouTube channel and, you know, a new Instagram and a bunch of really cool stuff that I would appreciate if you followed. Let's not get a strike here. Let's not get a strike. Anyway, creating right now clickbait content that's really easy for me to edit because 1, my parents are coming in town, and 2, at the same time my parents are coming in town, Red decides that he needs to go on a trip for his real job. Like, you would think $500 a month would be enough to live on, but apparently not. So yeah, I have to do all of everything and get it done beforehand. But Anyway, Sway3546 says, had sex in a very public place. I have, many times. If you guys want to hear about those stories, I'll post a link in the description to a video I did that's all about it. By the way, my merch! Never have I ever given a BJ in a mall. Oddly specific, but I love it. So I haven't specifically given a blowjob inside of a mall, but I feel like it's possible that I've done something inside of a mall and I'm just not remembering it. I like the oddly specific ones because they allow me to be really shocked if I ever have done it or be kind of flabbergasted that someone would be so creative. I thought I was the only creative person in this town anymore. Maggie Miller 26 says, never have I ever drunk sex. I was actually gonna do this video drunk, but God, why won't you stay off my shoulder? I'm trying to show some skin, you know, and you're not letting me show some skin here. I've definitely had a lot of drunk sex. Jay and I would even just get drunk a little bit or get high a little bit and have sex together back when I was like okay with occasionally smoking weed. Now I just fucking hate it so much. It makes me feel so weird, and I'm not entirely sure that it doesn't fuck with my lungs or like make my breathing capacity worse, which is like, I don't want anything that makes it harder to do my high intensity interval training or my Stairmaster for 40, what's the word? 40 flights of stairs. Yeah, no. How did I get into talking about weed again? I'll post a link in the description if you guys want to watch the video where I talk about why I don't smoke weed more in depth. I have actually a few high videos on here, but they're all from like 2012 or something, and they're all like out and about vlogs. By the way, guys, I haven't talked about this in a real video on the channel yet, but if you go to my channel page, I actually have like all of my little niches sorted out and all of my series is on the page now. So I even have like base, philosophy, psychology, introspection, politics, and then I have my out and about vlogs, which are probably the least viewed on my channel, but I like to take you guys places and show you guys what I do or have fun with you guys and make content when I go out and do interesting things, which is very rare. And it kind of shows what my like base hardcore viewership is, like you guys who will watch pretty much anything I put out just for my personality or my tits. Love you guys so much. But yeah, lots of drunk sex with lots of people. Drunk sex is fun as long as you're not too drunk to the point where you're gonna like throw up or something. Or if you're a guy where your dick's not gonna work as well. Kitten Moon Shadow says, never have I ever been with a woman intimately. I think she's trying to tell me that she hasn't been, and baby girl, we can change that. Yes, we can. Yeah, I've been with a lot of women. Before I was with Jay and I started having threesomes where women were involved, I also did some like lesbian stuff or like some bisexual stuff with my friends in middle school. I had two like really gay middle school friends who were like super gay with each other, and you know, I just kind of involved myself in that because I thought it was fun. Someone asked me on Instagram recently why I don't have a video or if I could make a video on my lesbian experiences, and I actually have a video entitled My First Lesbian Experience, I believe. Link down in the description if I remember. And that was like one of the first talking only videos that got demonetized of mine. Like I literally have the taste of cum or like how anal feels, and those weren't demonetized, but this was, which is like fucking crazy. Next is from Jason Simoni. He says, never have I ever been with a black girl. I would say that I haven't. I've made out with a black girl, my friend Kilo, once at a party, and it was right before I ran upstairs and like threw up. So I'm sorry, girl. She took good care of me though. I appreciate that. But yeah, other than that, no. It was mostly just like white girls, Mexican girls. Don't remember if I've done anything in any capacity with an Asian girl, but I do have a huge thing for Asian girls. Oh, I love them so much. Especially like Japanese and Korean girls. They're so cute. Like K-pop, J-pop, anime. Yes. And I love myself a beautiful black girl from time to time. The next one is, never have I ever been in a gangbang. Unfortunately, I have not. This is from MB Lols, like with a U in it. I'm also very sorry that MB Lols has not been in a gangbang, his or herself, because they look like a lot of fun. I don't know. You can either see them as like a fuck ton of work, or you can see them as like the epic pleasure trove of just laying there and being like fucked, you know? I can see myself playing with a bunch of different kinds of gangbangs. Bukkakis. Moving on. Never have I ever had sex with more than one person in a single day. Well, I think having a threesome kind of includes that, I would say. As far as like two different people in two different scenarios, I think I might have. It might have not been in the same day. With guys, it's kind of like a respect thing, and I haven't really been in a lot of like relationships that were constant or something since I've been with Jay. And by relationship, I mean like friends with benefits relationship. So there hasn't really been any time that presented itself where I want to have sex with Jay and then someone else, or like two different guys, or like a girl without Jay, or like that doesn't really happen. So I'm not entirely sure, but I don't think so, other than a threesome, maybe. I don't know. I feel like there's something about the domination portion of what I like in a relationship that would make me not really want to do that, because then it feels scary close to like cucking, which is like, ugh, not my thing. And when I say not my thing, I mean like not my thing for my main relationships. Of course, I have Rubber Tongue, my slave, who I would gladly cuck, or if you were like really into that and needed a dominant girl, maybe I would be open for it, but I definitely wouldn't see you as an equal or a superior if we decided to go down that path. Oh, and that one was from Cherix78. Holiday robe is the most random fucking username I've ever seen. Never have I ever went streaking. Okay, in this form of the sentence, it would be gone streaking. Perfect tense versus past tense. Come on. By the way, I'm going to be doing a Tara Reads comments soon. It's just I have to wait until Red gets back from his trip to teach him how to edit those, because those are the bane of my fucking editing existence. I hate editing those. They're so fucking hard to edit and so like, oh, we'll fucking do it if I have to edit fucking Tara Reads comments. That's how I feel. I've never gone streaking. I don't really see the point of going streaking. Also, now that I'm an adult, I feel like I'll just go to jail for like public indecency, and then I'll be like a sex offender or something. That doesn't sound like any kind of fun at all. So yeah, I've never done it. I think streaking is more of like a guy thing, because like nobody really cares or covets the male figure as it's running down the street, and it's more of like a mischievous male thing to do. Whereas with women, everyone would be like, damn girl, yeah, and it wouldn't really be much of a like fucking delinquent nuisance as it would be just like something that you should pay for, because the female sexuality and female body, especially when, you know, people find it attractive or it's in good shape at all, is more coveted. So I think it's less common that a girl or a group of girls will go streaking, but maybe I would do it. I don't know. I don't have anything against it. Danu Guy says, never have I ever masturbated to a pic of myself. Good to know, Danu Guy. That sounds like the epitome of narcissism. I haven't done it either. I mean, I like would, maybe, if there was like a really, I don't know, I find myself attractive, obviously, but part of the like fun with sex is like experiencing it with someone else or watching someone else experience it. So my porn has never been like me, because I already know the ins and outs of me. So I don't covet looking at me while I masturbate as much. I don't know. That doesn't take away any narcissism from me. I am highly narcissistic. We all know this. Can't tell if honest self-deprecation joke or just literally telling the truth. I don't really care. I don't see anything really wrong with a little healthy bit of narcissism, as long as you're still realistic. I think to go off on a tangent a little bit here, but we've only been filming for 17 minutes, so I can probably cut this down to like 10 minutes or something. I don't know, because I take a lot of like breaks and fuck up a lot. Maybe I didn't this time. Anyway, I think the only time that these like social disorders or personality disorders kind of get the best of you or become something that's unhealthy is when they aren't treated with a healthy dose of realism. I think a lot of people let realism get away from them, and then they kind of lose sight of what's actually going on or how the world actually works, and the fact that a lot of what you feel and what you see and what you do is very subjective. And so to take narcissism but combine it with like realism, in my opinion, isn't that big of a deal, because that's just you liking yourself a lot, which confidence, happiness in yourself, it's something that's rare. A lot of people talk about how hard they try to love themselves, and then when someone loves themselves as much as I do without any detriment to anyone else or hating on or judging anyone else, a lot of people get bent out of shape. So it's like, what the fuck do you want? Do you want me to fucking hate myself and want to kill myself and look in the mirror and despise the way that I look all the time, or feel like I'm not good enough or something? Or do you want me to fucking love myself healthily and not hurt anyone else in any other way? A healthy dose of narcissism with a pinch of realism. You just can't go wrong, in my opinion. Moving on to something more relevant. So Metallistad says, never have I ever beaten a Dark Souls game. Does Bloodborne count? No, it doesn't. I haven't. I have literally been on Dark Souls 3 on my stream for like fucking 2 years or something. And then I wanted to go back and play Demon's Souls, Dark Souls 1, and Dark Souls 2. And I just haven't beaten Dark Souls 3. Like, I'm to the last boss, but I keep stopping the last boss and going and playing the DLC, so. Will Tara ever do it, or will she die before? Who knows? I love the franchise. I just can't justify calling the franchise one of my favorite franchises of all time before I've played more than one of the fucking games in the saga, and then some, like, side game, Bloodborne, which is kind of related, but not entirely. It just feels weird. I don't know. What do you guys like better, Bloodborne or Dark Souls? Post in the comments. Also post in the comments how you feel about me being pale as fuck. Okay, so Lina Dodelet, Dodelot, Dadle Doodle, says, never have I ever fought with a dragon. Bitch, have you not watched my stream or my gaming channel, which is my other channel, my first channel? I've played Skyrim. I've fought dragons. I am Dovahkiin. Never have I ever 01 Tom Williamson. Why was that hard? Never have I ever wanked to a fictional character. I have. A lot. Hundreds of times. Especially a fictional character that's played by a real actor. Yes. Also anime characters. Also game characters. Yeah, you know, I enjoy a little bit of hentai, just as long as it doesn't have piss, shit, pregnancy, or tentacles that cause pregnancy. Tentacles are fine. Tentacles that cause pregnancy, not okay. Never have I ever sex for money. I feel like I'm doing a Tara Reads comments right now. So MKDWRDS Edwards 3. He says he wants to know if I've ever had sex for money. No, I haven't. I wouldn't be super offended if someone threw me a shilling afterward as a nice little tip, as I just answered on Instagram recently. But for me, I personally just don't have a price when I'm comfortable. If I can pay for everything on my own and I'm happy and I have everything that I need and I'm working toward goals, I just don't have a price. Because for me, my comfort and my happiness and doing what I want and fucking the people that I actually want to fuck, that is paramount. And unless I was absolutely starving and dying and literally needed to be a hooker, not that there's anything wrong with that, it's very noble to do that if you have to support your family. And I honestly think prostitution should be legalized in all states and we should regulate it so that sex workers are protected. And maybe the stigma can slowly die off, even though it probably won't. And I don't know 100% if that's a bad or good thing, that the stigma will never die off. I think there are a lot of societal repercussions to people being super open with sex, which is like one of the reasons why I always tell people that my lifestyle and the way I view things is not the only way, and it might not even be the best way for you. I do, however, think that the best way is to not judge other people so harshly, especially if you don't know their specific circumstances, or to think that your way of living or your way of life that benefits you would benefit everyone else and is the correct one. Moving on, Jesus. Michaela Rose. What's up, baby girl? Speaking of black girls and sex, you know what I'm saying? Never have I ever spit cum out of my mouth. Okay, so I'm gonna say I haven't here, because I think spitting like afterwards with the intent to just like get the sperm out of your mouth is pretty gross and awful and terrible and rude. First of all, because if you're fucking a guy, you should want to taste his cum, in my humble opinion. But I have done the whole like porn star thing, and I don't know, I've done it a few times, honestly. I've done it quite a few times, if I'm being honest, honestly. I'll do that thing where it's like, and then a little bit comes out and it's like, oh, it's so hot. Kind of like ahigao, where it's like, ah. Yeah, that's about it. The next one, never have I ever fucked a fan, from Lanyada. I have never fucked a fan, no. I would say that most of the people that I have fucked are fans of what I do, but they weren't like fans before that I met because they are fans or whatever. I don't really call people fans, I call people more viewers. I feel like YouTube is such an approachable, down-to-earth platform, even if the people on it aren't always necessarily, that it's really weird to call your viewers fans outright. However, I've always thought, like, why do people ask me this question? What does that even mean? Like, what, I'm fucking a guy and then I find out that he knew about my YouTube channel before he met me and I'm suddenly magically unattracted to them? That didn't really make any sense to me why people would ask that question, like, how are fans different from random dudes or chicks, you know? But recently I was looking at my girl, Kristen Lene's Q&A, I think it was Kristen Lene, I'm pretty sure, on Instagram, and she said that she would never fuck a fan because she couldn't ever get with anyone who idolized her in any capacity. And you know, I agree with that. If there's like some weird power dynamic, especially with a guy, I mean, maybe with a girl I would be okay with it, but with a guy, if there's a weird power dynamic where he's almost submissive to me because he's trying to get something from me socially, or he's a clout chaser, or he's just like really nervous because it's like, oh my god, Tara Babcock. That's kind of annoying. Anyone who idolizes anyone I can't really understand. Anyone who would get extremely starstruck, and not just because, oh my god, that person's hot and I've been thinking about them a lot, like I probably would with Ben Affleck. I wouldn't be like, oh my god, Ben Affleck, the superhuman person. Like, I never understood that. That's like a form of immaturity, in my opinion, to not understand that the people that we look up to and idolize are just other people. They can do wrong just like we do, and I think that's a lot of the problem with like the outrage culture today, is people hold these people to a much higher standard. And in my opinion, your social status or how many followers you have or how much money you make doesn't preclude you from making mistakes, being an honest person, or doing immoral things. And that, in my opinion, even extends to like how you have to conduct yourself on social media. I don't think you have to become this farcical fake person who preaches some kind of morality because you have a big platform. Anyway, thank you, Lana. Dante22.22 says, never have I ever had sex. RIP. I've definitely had sex. James Richard 6565 says, never have I ever done drugs. I have done weed, molly, and prescription drugs, and that's about it. And I haven't done prescription drugs in a way where I did it often and a lot and illegally. It was more just like I was taking it longer than I needed to, just for a little bit of fun. Prescription painkillers don't really do much for me though. I don't know, I just feel like sleepy and kind of ditzy. And I don't like things like Xanax. Every time I've gone under the knife for anything, my plastic surgeon always gives me like a morning before and the night before worth of Xanax just so I can like calm myself. But it actually does the opposite. It gives me like anxiety like I've never felt before in my life. I'm just like, oh my god, I'm not in control of myself. Am I falling asleep? Am I, I can't, and I just don't like it at all. Jacob Rihachek says, never have I ever got peed on. I have a whole video about pee. Link in the description. Matt Hingston Swifty says, never have I ever. You haven't watched Steins Gate. It's an anime. Definitely have watched Steins Gate. Even started the game, but didn't continue it because it was one of those ones where you have to read a lot. And I was playing it on stream, and I fucking hate games where I have to read a lot. I'd rather read in my head. And if I read out loud, it's like, ugh. Some people are really good at that. Content creators, like, they'll make up voices for the people. But if I do that, I just end up being like an asshole. I watched all Steins Gate has to offer within a few days. Never have I ever run away from home as a child. I like that he put as a child in parentheses. Like, maybe I'm like, fuck it, Jay, I'm out. I don't know why I'm taking my remote for my camera that's not working for some reason. Like, ugh. I have never run away from home as a child. I've had some malcontent with my family, especially when I was dating like a bad boy, like my worst boyfriend ever. And I would sneak out of the house at night to like go hang out with people, or I wouldn't come home when I say that I would or when I was supposed to, but I've never run away from home. I would like take the screen out of my window and I would jump out of the window and land. It was kind of far down. It was only like one story, but it was like a very ugly vantage where I had to jump over like a bush. And I would jump the fence and then I would get in my boyfriend's car and we would go places and I would come back and I never got caught. But there were times when I didn't come home when I was supposed to, and I got in huge trouble for that once or twice. I was a pretty good kid though, I would say. I don't know, you'll have to ask my mom when she's here in town if I was a good kid. She won't be on camera because she's camera shy as fuck, doesn't like her picture being taken. She's pretty much the polar opposite of me in most ways, but she was a good mom, and maybe I'll have to grill her where I'm like selfieing myself, but asking my mom questions. That would be cool. So Called says, never have I ever ridden a snowmobile naked. Well, this is pretty close, isn't it? It's pretty close, but not naked. Close, but no pussy lips flapping in the wind as I ride a snowmobile in the freezing cold. This was in Utah, by the way, and it was with a bunch of pro snowmobile dudes, so that was interesting. Never have I ever made a YouTube video with a fan. I would be 100% open to doing this. I haven't made a full video, but there has been instances where like I'll see someone while I'm out and about in a vlog or something and I'll be like, hey, but not too often, and never like a full sit down video. I should do what Shane Dawson did or something akin to that and like rent a studio for a day because I don't want the person to know where I actually live and have them come as like a hater and explain to me why they hate me and like fly them down. I think that would be really cool. If I had like a bigger budget, I would definitely be into doing something like that because that sounds like a lot of fun. But then also I would want to fly all of you guys down and we could play like Smash or something together, or like Mario Party. That would be so much fun. If I could have all of you guys over on the couch and we just chill and play games and switch off controllers like I did when I was younger. That would be cute. Thank you, Sirajstagram, for sending me that wonderful, feely good question. Fataski says, never have I ever stolen candy from a baby. I haven't, but I wish I had. The only reason I wouldn't is because the baby probably licked it already and like, I don't want like baby germs, gross. Brandon Dawson 1998 says, never have I ever broken a bone in my body. Me either. There was this one time my parents were out of town and I was down by a friend's house and I was hanging out with all my friends and I was skipping, like literally skipping, like bump, 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 you know, like the actual act of skipping, not like skipping school or anything fucking profane. I was skipping and I landed wrong and just rolled the shit out of my ankle. My ankle was like this fucking big, exaggeration of course, but it was big. And I had to spend the rest of the time that I was supposed to be having fun with my friends, like on the couch with my leg elevated, and I had to have a friend like kind of help me home because there was no way I was gonna like legit walk home. Never have I ever squirt. Did. I haven't. I have a very strong opinion on what squirt actually is, what it is comprised of. If you guys want me to make like a sex ed style video about squirting, let me know in the comment section. I have been putting it off. It's like the only sex topic that I haven't talked about in depth because I know it's like the most polarizing but hurting fucking thing and opinion that I have about sex, and I don't want to like make anyone feel bad about the fact that they can squirt. Like I actually have friends that can squirt or do squirt, but I would like to air my opinion on it and finally get that out in the open and have that close a chapter or close a season of Tara Sex Talk. So let me know if you want to hear it. I'll fucking do it. And that is all. Thank you guys for participating. Remember, Instagram.com/tarababcockgames. And if you want to support the content, get some spicy extra content and Fan Service Friday every single Friday, click the link down in the description for Patreon. It's patreon.com/tarababcock. I appreciate the support so much. It's allowed me to fund my habit of loving high quality content, aesthetics, and taking pictures, which now that I don't have an Instagram where I can post my raunchier pictures, you guys on Patreon are the only ones who get to see it. And then occasionally Twitter, but fuck Twitter, dude. What a shitty platform. I'm surprised I haven't been banned on Twitter, honestly. I think it's because I don't like air my opinions that much on there. But anyway, I love you guys. Look forward to some out and about content and some shit ass content the next week or two while my parents are in town and Red has abandoned me like the terrible fucking BFF he is. So offended. I love you so much. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Let me know how many of these in the comments you've done or haven't.